Hey guys, so I found a little spot where I can live stream, so I thought I'd just catch up with you guys and let you know what I'm up to and why you haven't seen quite so many live streams. Unfortunately right now at camp it's so hard to live stream, there's very little spots to be able to go live. So the most likely you're going to see me live stream is if I go out of town, go up to the casino. But it's a beautiful day. Hey Will, say hi to my American mama for me. It's amazing. There's so much happening at camp right now. There's a lot of people coming from all over the place. I've been speaking to people that have been driving 30 hours to get here, full of fruits and vegetables from a farm down in California. Hey Tammy. It's an amazing place. A lot of things happen here that are unexplainable. For example, last night I'd been invited to a kitchen. Unfortunately, by the time I'd finished helping put up a yurt and tidying up media, it was dark and I had no idea where this place was. So I'm walking through camp and this guy comes up to me called Ray. And Ray says, "Hey, where are you from?" I say, "I'm originally England." He's like, "Well, there's salmon and sweet potatoes over in the kitchen if you want to come and eat." And it was the exact kitchen I was looking for. And there's numerous times it happens like that here, where things just fall together. Right now there's a gentleman here who gave a really big discount on yurts. So there's at least 15 yurts being set up on camp. Yeah, I'm sure it keeps cutting off. The connection's not the greatest here, and it got weaker as soon as I started going live. But I'm doing really well. We're really looked after here. We definitely are in need of winter clothing though. The donation centre is more like your local Salvation Army than a specialist winter shop. So a lot of the time the poor people that are working the donation centre are literally bagging up everything that's coming and sending it back. So if you are going to send things here, the most important thing to think about is if it was minus 20 degrees outside, would you put this on your child? If the answer is no, then please don't send it to Standing Rock, Osheti Sakowin. We don't need it. We love the thought and we love the help, but if we end up with a bunch of clothes that aren't going to keep us warm for winter, it's just making more work than it is helping. Things that are definitely needed: snow pants of all sizes, extreme weather jackets of all sizes. We need skirts, long skirts for women. Reason being, primarily this is a spiritual camp. This isn't a summer camp. This isn't a place to come and play politics. It's a place where primarily the natives, who don't often have the opportunity to live the way that they choose to live because they've been downtrodden for so many years. This is a place where the natives are the ones living in the manner that they believe to be correct for them, to be in line with their spirituality, to be in line with their beliefs. So the women here are asked to wear long skirts, especially if they want to take part in any of the ceremonies. It's a mark of respect. So if people are able to send in things like that, that would be great, because it helps, because a lot of people come in and they don't necessarily know what they're coming to. I didn't know what I was coming to at all. I had no idea. But one thing I've heard a lot, which is some of the best advice, and I've heard it for quite a few times, is we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And when we first come into camp, it's a lot about just observing and listening. Where can you send these things? I can give you a P.O. box. I can give you a P.O. box you can send them to make sure they get to the right spot. And that's going to be P.O. Box
1281.
1281.
Cannonball, North Dakota.
Cannonball, North Dakota.
58528.
58528. I will put this in the comments. Let's do that right now. So P.O. Box 1281. Cannonball, North Dakota. Oops. I'm typing as I'm talking, so this is getting really sketchy. I apologize.
8528.
58528. And then you can do them attention of either myself or you can do attention Lindsay, Lindsey. There you go, that's in the thing there. So you can send things there by all means. You can also send things like Lowe's cards or Walmart cards. I'm sure I am being scrambled. There's also a GoFundMe that I've set up that I will put in the links here. But so far that's got about $1,400 in it in about 3 days. What I'm looking to do with that is to actually be able to fund a yurt. Yurts are probably around 5,000 to 8,000, and that will be a very good place for people to be in the winter. I'd like to help Lindsay get into a yurt because Lindsay's been here since August, and there's some other people, particularly that are running the security here, that need some good shelter. So if anyone can help with that, I will put the link in the comments. I'll also put it at the top of this video. What sizes for men's snow pants and jackets? I would suggest large, large and extra large would be the main sizes for things. Hey Stephen, hey Aaron, hey Cindy.
Probably 2XL because people want to layer.
Some 2XL as well, so people can layer. Hey Lisa. Yeah, I'm not going to get into politics on this. All I'm going to say is that no matter who's in charge of the country, we're all in charge of our own decisions. We're all in charge of how we choose to react to anything at any one time. And we can all choose to act in a way that's true to ourselves. We can act out of love and out of peace. In any situation we're in, we can make those choices. And it's also our choice if we want to get drawn into the politics of a situation. We can choose to be drawn in or we can choose to ignore it. Now coming to camp here, there's so many different types of people here from all walks of life. There's lots of different native tribes, and then there's lots of different groups of people coming from all over the country who are non-native. So obviously within that situation, there's always going to be politics. There's always going to be people that don't see eye to eye, and you can choose to get sucked into that rumor and choose to get pulled in by that, or you can just walk around and you can find the things that need doing, and you can go and do them. Snowboarding pants, yeah, anything that's going to be, yeah, snowboarding pants would be perfect. Right now, personally, I have a pair of jeans and a pair of combat trousers. That's all I've got here. So at some point, I'm going to, from the donations, find myself some snow pants, because although it's beautiful sunshine today, when I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning, it was so cold, and it's not even snowed here yet. The other thing we came up with the other day as well, does anyone have a snowmobile? Or 2 snowmobiles? They're the kind of things people may have sitting around at home that they really don't use. If you do, then we would really be useful to have snowmobiles here, because when the winter does come, if I just show you, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. This is camp from where I'm sat. So you can see on the left, you've got structures all the way down on the left. And you can see it runs all the way up over the hill here. Now, let me ask you a question, and we'll come back to me. If it was minus 20 degrees out with wind chill, and someone was camping down by the river that I just showed you on the left, how far do you think they could walk to get food? Do you think they could walk all the way to camp? Or do you think by the time they were halfway there, they would probably have hypothermia and serious frostbite? So, we're going to need a way of getting around camp to the edges of camp here, so that people can be safe, because not everyone's prepared to come and camp in one spot. They've been here for a long time, and some people are happy to be a long way out, but at the same time those people need to be taken care of. Trying to think of what else you guys can send, things that are always useful. Things that would be useful would be like incontinence pads for for the elderly generation. Also things like sanitary items, like tampons and stuff like that for the women is always useful to have here. Wet wipes are always helpful. And if anyone does have military tents sat at home, or they know people with military tents, or they've got a local store that sells military tents at a knockdown price, military tents are always useful. They may not be the best for winter, but they're great for shelter. So even if people don't live in them for the winter, but people use them for shelter, that would be good. Yeah, hand warmers, we can always use hand warmers. Really good gloves. We're talking waterproof gloves. We're talking something that you could pick up snow with and not freeze your hands off. Because right now there's a lot of material gloves, which are fine right now, but as soon as the snow comes, as soon as those gloves get wet, you might as well not be wearing gloves. So we need proper gloves. Sending money would be massively helpful, yes. There is a PayPal that's been set up by the camp. I can try and get that right now. I wonder if I can do this one. There you go. I did lose you for a second, but here's the link to send money to help us buy a yurt. And I know people have personally reached out to me and asked me what they can do for me. I'm going to be here the winter. I want to be in a good structure so I can be safe. So if I can get enough money together to get a yurt, then I will be getting a yurt and personally using it. However, it's not just going to be for me. The yurt will probably fit upwards of 8 people sleeping in it. And if you want to be really friendly, probably 15. Gore-Tex gloves, yes. Anything you guys. The best way when you're buying things or sending things. Imagine you had a teenager who was away from home, and you wanted to make sure they were safe. Whatever you sent, make sure it's something you'd send to your own son or daughter to keep them safe. Because donations are beautiful, and people come with trailers and trailers of donations when they've done donation drives. And I did the same thing. A lot of the stuff we bought up isn't necessarily very helpful. And there's a lot of people who do donation drives and bring things, which is beautiful. But I would say 70% of the stuff that comes with those donation drives probably leaves again. I don't know if you guys are still getting me. It says my connection here is weak. But I just wanted to update you and let you know why you haven't seen quite so much from me. Yeah, probably am being jammed right now, judging by my connection and everything. But I can show you what it looks like over here. So you can see how beautiful it is here. I'm not sure if you're still getting me. I'm probably going to call this broadcast to an end. Just wanted you to know I'm safe and sound, and appreciate everyone who has already donated to the fundraiser. When I find a good spot, I'm going to interview Lindsay, who's been here since August, and find out what she's seen in camp and what she feels is working and what she feels we can do to make this even better. Yeah, it's working again. But you guys have a wonderful day. If you can send donations, please do. They are really needed, because financial donations give us the freedom to be able to spend that money as it's needed. When I was speaking the other day to someone, they said sometimes we have 800 pairs of socks, and then there are no socks. So there's a shout put out for socks, and then you end up with 1,000 pairs of socks, but then you've got no gloves. Yes, waterproof clothing would be great. Thermal socks, please. Lots of them. I like socks. Everyone here needs socks.
Thermal everything.
Thermal everything. Thermal stuff that can go underneath clothes. So like vests and long johns, that type of stuff. So that's kind of the update. There's some really amazing people here. We've had Al Jazeera TV here, and you know, there's ex movie stars that are turning up. I know you guys saw Patricia Arquette the other day, who was down in Mandan for the Forgiveness March. So there's a lot of people that are stepping up and standing behind this. So that's what's happening up here. If you want to come and join, we were given an induction the other day that talks about how to act when we're here, and that's massively important. I'm reading a comment here. I'm going to read it to everyone. I've asked people to name 3 items of winter items. Once they name it, because people love games, I asked them to drop it off at my location. I have 17 routes starting from Cali. Please message me a list. I'm keeping tabs on the live feeds. Awesome. Brilliant. That's been read. Shoot me a friend request if we're not friends, Navia, and I can get a list. Okay, Lisa, shoot me a message as well, please, and we'll get a list and that PO box. All right, cool. Well, I think I'm gonna head down. Yesterday I put up a yurt. I think there's more yurts to put up, so I've got a little bit of an idea how to do that. We're just trying to get everything in place before the winter comes, because it's brilliant sunshine right now. And you wouldn't believe how different this is from when we got up this morning. I love you guys. I thank you all for the support, and over the upcoming days, when I get a chance, I'm going to try and get some videos of people, some people here. I have just got an official media pass, so I am able to film in camp without any problems now. So I'm going to try and go ahead and do some interviews with some of the people that have been here for a while. And then obviously when there are more prayer marches and when there are more things of that nature, I'll be involved with that as well. But I just wanted to say hi to you guys and let you know I'm well, and ask you to help by sending extreme weather winter gear. Love you, have a marvelous day, and just remember that no matter what's going on in the world, you can always choose how you react to it, and you can always choose how to live that's in line with your heart. Take care. Bye bye. Yeah, send me a message. Anyone who wants a list, send me a message. We'll get you a list. Alright, bye bye.